No need to attempt the Memoricide yet.
Maybe now. I think it was a duress.
Once again, Matignon tries to work out what's coming from the other side of the table. He has the lead, remember. Come on, Guillaume. Come on, you can bring it.
I'm like, okay. Nope.
I'll bring it with a land.
5 toujours. Hein. Oui, je sais compter, merci.
Well, looks to me like Matignon might be shy of a land. Maybe there's a tectonic edge lurking away in there. It's going to cast Inquisition of Kozilek. He can pay for Mana Leak, which is why Wafatapa says, let's go for Stoic Rebuttal. Let's just say straight up no.
And attempt.
And now I'd like to duress you.
Pas fort bien joué de ma part.
We've seen plenty of Planeswalker action through this top 8. Sounds like we may yet get an appearance by a certain Sorin Markov BDM.
Yeah, I was looking through Guillaume's sideboarding decisions. Looked like he brought in the Duress, the Inquisition, took out his Doom Blades, I believe took out his Ratchet Bombs, brought in his Memoricides, his Sorin Markov, his Jace, and his Stoic Rebuttal.
Now there is a Sorin Markov also in Guillaume Matignon's sideboard. I don't know whether he's brought that in. We'll Matignon has not brought in his Sorin Markov.
Preordained for Matignon. Those lines his go, but knows that if Guillaume tries a Memoricide here, which he knows is looming, that it is going to resolve. In fact, Guillaume can do quite a job of shredding Matignon's hand here.
We've got a Duress. We've got... Is that Duress double Inquisition? It is, isn't it?
One Inquisition, one Duress, one Memoricide.
Okay. The Trinity. Knowing when to pull the trigger, utterly key in these sorts of matches. I could do all sorts of things, but should I?
Well, he can't be worried about Mana Leak. Yes, he can force that issue with a discard spell.
Mm-hmm.
And then can't be worried about a Grave Titan, since he can Memoricide those if he would like.
Sure. Inquisition of Kozilek. Are we about to get perfect information for Guillaume Wafatapa? We are. We're going to see Cancel, Jace the Mind Sculptor, and Tectonic Edge.
Yep.
Then we're going to see Memoricide. Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Shuffling away the Grave Titan that was on top.
Ooh. Let's see what you've got down there. There's one. There's another.
By the way, how'd you sideboard?
There's another. Yeah, exactly.
Still 2 cards for Wafatapa.
Good turn for Waffatapa, good turn for Brad Nelson.
On va voir si j'ai vraiment la chatte ou pas. Hein.
So I'm sorry, you brought some special neckwear with you into the booth. I'm sorry that you didn't get to use it.
That's true. I'm looking out at Jonathan Randall, who is watching, and congratulations to John for making his first Pro Tour top 8 with Richard Bland, part of the British team there. It's a terrific effort by him. Great to see him here, and he'll be back next year. We've actually got a squad of now level 4s. We've got Jackson at 3, we've got Randall at 4, I think maybe even 5, Richard Bland and Dan Gardner. So it's been a while since we've had 4 people in and around the pro scene on a permanent basis. Hello. I feel really embarrassed, but I'm just going to put 10
Did he just say I'm sorry?
Yeah. Yes, that's an actual, genuine apology for putting 10 power of guys onto a table
Bon.
when you're playing for $45,000.
With a childlike grin.
That is...
Oops.
Oops. He just said oops about a Grave Titan.
And there is some tectonic edge. He can keep Waffatapa off of his Grave Titan. He didn't draw a 6th land for it right there.
Pour être chaud.
And that's exactly what we're going to see.
Those Grave Titans have not only been a great source of being good, they've been a great source of drama today.
Yes.
Goodness me.
They tend to like to huddle about the top of people's decks.
All right, is that generally where they live?
Yeah. And Creeping Tar Pit.
Smash. Moments ago, we thought we were well on the way to 1-1. We are at 2-0. Guillaume Matignon is 1 game away from being the Magic the Gathering World Champion for 2010, and he is 1 game away from forcing
Oops again.
a playoff for the Player of the Year with Brad Nelson of the United States. That is just crazy. Crazy.
The Grave Titan was on top. It was shuffled away. Right back to the top. It was like a magic trick.
Yeah.
Bon, du coup, ça a l'air bien ce que j'ai fait.
A magic trick where nobody cheers at the end of it. It's like, That was just savage.
Even Matignon seemed a little sick about that one.
Yeah, go on then, Bruce. Yeah, sure. So we will have a little look at the sideboards for these two. Guillaume Matignon and Guillaume Waffatapa as they head for Game 3 out of a possible 5. No real noticeable sideboard edge, but we will take a look at what they've got on offer. Here is Matignon, who is only 1 game away, remember, from the victory.
So
BDM.
Certainly the Memoricides have come in. The Duresses have come in. We got confirmation from the floor that he didn't bring in the Soren Markov, although we do know that Waffatapa brought in his. And probably the Deprive, taking out... I know that Waffatapa was taking out his Seagate Oracles, or some number of those, taking out the Disfigure, possibly taking out, is there Ratchet Bombs over here? I know that Ratchet Bombs are coming out on the other side.
Let's take a look at Guillaume Waffatapa's sideboard, if we can, and we'll see what he may have done with his, as the players continue to shuffle. There's Matignon still on screen for you, but Waffatapa, we know that he's gone to put in Soren Markov.
He went back to his sideboard after this. He may have decided to take that out, maybe go for another Seagate Oracle, which I saw that he had taken out.
Sure, and you see Waffatapa, they're still shuffling away. Let's see whether he has what he has the choice of. So there we go.
So in comes Duress, in comes Inquisition of Kozilek, in comes 3 Memoricide. He brought in a Soren Markov. He probably brings in the Jace Bellerin and the Stoic Rebuttal.
That's an awful lot of stuff.
Awful lot of stuff.
That was like it was a bit of a shopping list there.
Yeah, out went Ratchet Bombs, Consume the Meek, Seagate Oracle, and Doomblade.
Okay. So Waffatapa finds himself 2-0 down in the final.
Both players are looking at their hands.
So let's get back to the action
Thinking.
for what could be the final game of the World Championship and could not be the final game of the 2010 season. We've seen Olivier Ruel edged out by Kenji Samura by 1 point in 2005.
And that was a year that could have come down to a tie as well.
Yep.
That was the last time we've come this close to having the tie on the last day of the season.
Last year we had the possibility of a tie in the Rookie of the Year.
We're one game away from a tie.
We are. Brace yourself.
Do you remember laughing at me when I suggested that there could be a tie?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Inquisition. Preordain. There's a spreading seas there. Not sure what that is right down the bottom for Matignon.
So to take a page from your book, Guillaume Matignon tried to Torquemada the Inquisition, but he couldn't.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, sorry, that hurt more as the more I thought about it. That was like live by satellite. I do apologise. That's well done. You've been trying at these, haven't you?
That's probably why I just get mad at you about it.
If only I'd thought of that. Go back to New York and say to your good lady, "Oh, he came up with some really great puns this
Yes,
week."
that's exactly what I tell her.
It doesn't surprise me. As you can tell, viewers and listeners around the world, we have a lot of fun together. Magic's an amazing game and we're very, very privileged to bring it to you here on gaming's greatest stage. The final of the World Championship. Matignon 2, Waffatapa, there he is, 0.
Creeping tar pit for Waffatapa.
So who is going to be the world champion? Matignon last lost a game of Magic past Tuesday. That's how long ago it was. An astonishing run.
No third land? Oh, no, he did.
Right, 2 on either side. Here's Duress, Grave Titan, Cancel, Spreading Seas, couple of land. And there you see Guillaume Waffatapa writing the cards down just like Paola Doma de Rosa did. If it is good enough for them, it's good enough for us.
Pas forcément frais.
Grave Titan, Memoricide. In Wafatapa's hand, there's a Jace the Mind Sculptor there. Spreading Seas will resolve. Matignon draws a card. Pass the turn. Waffatapa.
It's interesting. Would you have, Guillaume still had to duress at the end of that game. He could have duressed the Jace and Memoricided the Grave Titans. Can rest assured that if he casts Memoricide this turn, it will name either Memoricide or Grave Titan.
This seems quite reasonable. Guillaume Waffatapa lays a land, and he says, 4 mana, Jace the Mind Sculptor. How's about it? That is going to occur, and what's he going to do with it? He's going to Fate Seal Matignon. Looks at a card, says, that's just fine. And it was a land. There is the land. Again, good little bit of skill from Matignon, knowing that Waffatapa has seen that precise land, just takes it straight off the top, straight into play.
Right.
No possible benefit and information to Waffatapa.
Jace minds him.
Yes. So as they say to each other, there's no Jace, Guillaume.
You didn't.
What? No, 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 no. You were busy looking at
Est-ce que t'as
Facebook. It's
gagné?
fine.
Pas encore, mais pas loin, c'est ça?
So on this turn,
En gros, c'est quoi le truc débile que tu me fais dans la gueule ce tour-ci?
Waffatapa says, I would like Jace number 3 of the
Pas le
game.
pire, mais c'en est pas si loin
Baby
que ça.
Jace, and then is he going to? Yes, he is.
I could be wrong, but I think Matino actually complained about seeing another Planeswalker there, which, given what happened in Game 2, seems a little bit saucy.
Monte ta main.
His DCI card could be revoked for complaining there.
Si, ça se fait. Je concède. Si elle est bien, je concède.
Deprive, Grave Titan, Mana Leak, Land.
J'ai
That
pas envie
is
de jouer, celle-là, je vais la perdre, donc je peux rien faire contre ça.
Matignon's hand right now.
Tu la montres. Tu la montres. Non. Il y a 90% de chances que je concède. Si tu la montres. Si tu la montres pas, je concéderai pas et on perd du temps.
In the last 20 seconds, Waffatapa has said more than I've heard him speak all weekend. And I do wonder whether that is something that Matignon is conscious of. That the whole kind of breezy, chatty thing is not something that Waffatapa is used to in a match. I mean, on the face of it, it seems entirely just like two great mates having a great time.
Hey, I don't. Matignon does not seem like he's much in the way of tactics in that sense.
No, no, I would assume not. It just occurred to me that, you know, it does take Waffatapa out of his comfort zone, which is internalizing everything, analyzing everything. How do you just contain yourself? I was talking to Paul Rietzel about this in Amsterdam, you know, when it's so much a part of your life and you're at 2-0 in the final and the whole world is literally about to come to you as
Both players
the
drew
dreams.
a card off of Jace, and then Inquisition of Kozilek was deprived.
But Waffatapa may have something to say about that. He doesn't know, that's fine. 20
He's been
plays.
so patient on that Memora side.
Yes. Now, generally, patient is a compliment, but is that a code for you for
No,
tardy?
no, that's a compliment.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Spreading seas. Oh, on you go. Matignon. As Waffatapa stares at Mana Leak, Grave Titan, Memoricide. Second Mana Leak.
Sur Marina.
So I'd like to Spreading Seas. Yes, that's fine. Draw away. You were talking, BDM, about Carlos Ramal back in 2002 with his Psychotog deck, working out just what spells to counter and the number of card-drawing spells that have just gone sailing by through this top eight. Like, yeah, sure, have some cards, it's fine, whatever. Yeah, no worries, fine.
There's not really any kind of card drawing, though, on that level of...
Oh, no.
Well, I guess Jace is certainly a card drawing spell. It's,
Yep.
but these guys would counter Jace in a heartbeat.
Yes. Seagate Oracle from Matignon. Waffatapa having taken his out.
Deux.
Got two other cards. You wonder whether this is something that Waffatapa might decide to do something about. Matignon can pay, so Waffatapa would have to use both his Mana Leaks. And Matignon pays almost straight
I
away.
think he'll just let that resolve at this point.
And then give himself a spare turn. He has Grave Titan. Yeah, that is what happened. So the Seagate Oracle is fine. Matignon is now tapped out with 2 cards. 3 cards. And Waffatapa now has a window to try and create some carnage.
It's like a picture window. Floor to ceiling.
Counter. Another Memoricide in hand now.
Ça se gagne que tu as pris un point ou pas?
So there's a Grave Titan in hand. Looks like Misty Rainforest gets sacrificed for a life. And the life totals in this match, they tend to stay right up near the 20 mark, and then suddenly it's 10, die. and here's part of the reason for that. Here's your Grave Titan +2, and that would represent 10, although there's Seagate Oracle in the way, at least partly.
Oh là là.
So, Matignon.
Boum, 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 boum. Quelles sont mes chances, Madame Chambier? Déjà, je commence par ça.
Duress you.
Okay. So, what do we see from Waffatapa? We see it. What was that?
Manalik.
Manalik goes away. He sees double Memoricide, Jace the Mind Sculptor. And
Plays
then-
his own Grave Titan.
Yeah. So we're kind of all matched up again, but Matignon didn't like the look of Wafatapa's hand there.
Well, I think what we're going to see here is so 1, 2, 3. I can't do both.
Une seule.
Just
Got 6 mana.
So Jace is going to go away for another card for Waffatapa. Out will come Jace the Mind Sculptor. Apparently that's an upgrade.
Yep. Pick that up.
Send away the Grave Titan. And smash in. And you hear Matignon saying there, what, you drew Mana Leak?
14.
And, Toi, over to you.
So, unwilling to trade his tokens.
So there's 6. Here's my Grave Titan again. And it looks to me like Waffatapa has his right hand poised over 3 mana to say no.
He's considering just allowing it, repeating. Yep. He's just going to
Yeah?
bounce it and Memoricide away the Grave Titans.
Okay. There it is. And Matignon scoops up. And that is 2 games to 1.
Je crois qu'on a pas fait celui-là. Non, pas fait.
No mistake in game 3. Sorry, when I say no mistake, there were no mistakes in game 2. What I mean to say is, this time, Guillaume Waffatapa does take down the game. There was no heroics from Matignon with off the top. Here comes Grave Titan yet again. So it is 2 to 1. Brad Nelson is 2 games away from being Player of the Year. Or he is 3 games away. The third one against Guillaume Matignon. Guillaume Matignon, 1 game away from being the world champion. Waffatapa, 2 games from being the world champion.
This is the part of 2 friends playing Magic, because they're not going through any of the sideboard machinations, shuffle their sideboard in, takes the same cards out, try to make you think maybe something's up. They're just, we're just playing Magic at this point.
Yeah. He seems drawing Waffatapa out of his shell somewhat. Just looking through the 2 tournament records of the players, Guillaume Waffatapa began with a win over Shuhei Nakamura. That was the highlight of his day 1.
Was that a feature match?
Do you know, I'm not actually sure it was. The thing, first round of Worlds. There are so many great matches. But he went on to go 6-0 in Standard, took down Christian Gavrilovic, the Austrian champion. Also, to 4-0, who did he play here, BDM?
That's one of the December dozen from the Magic Online Championship Series. I believe you've interviewed him a couple times.
That's right. And what's his name?
Monkol Teshera Prasaret.
That was really good. You were only like 3 or 4 syllables out.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm trying to save some for later.
Yeah, indeed. A little snack box there. Lost to Pierre Canali at Open Day 2.
Lost to Eric Frolic.
Yeah, but then beat Pierre Canali in the return fixture in draft, because of course you end up in the same pods from time to time. And then began the key in some ways to his success here was a genuine to-the-nails draw with Palavita Dama de Rosa. The first round of Extended, it was control matchup all the way, and they played through 2 games, had about 3 minutes left, and went, yeah, we can't win this in 3 minutes. Let's be done. And, of course, both of them went on to make the top 8. So that was Wafatapa. But we are back with the action. Is this the final game of the World Championship? We'll find out. Matignon begins with Creeping
Pas
Tarpit.
l'ultime, hein, sur la drone.
Wafatapa. Does he have an Inquisition to get us going?
It's interesting because Matignon does have an Inquisition, but because he had to play his Black Source tapped, he doesn't get to come out of the gates with it.